Alright, as promised, up next is some diminished triads. So a diminished triad is similar to a minor. So if you don't know minor already, go work on the minor triads a bit. I don't even think it's worth starting diminished unless you have an understanding of minor, because just like how minor was a variation of major, diminished is going to be a variation of minor. So let me explain. So we started with major. We had our 1, 3, and 5 of the major scale. To get minor, we turned the 3 into a flat 3, so we have 1, flat 3, 5. To get diminished, you turn the 5 into a flat 5 from a minor triad. So now we're going to have a 1, flat 3, flat 5. So if you know your minor triad, so let's say we have our lowest C minor here. We have the 5th, the 1st, and the 3rd note of the triad here. You have to lower the 5th. So we're going to take this one on the 3rd fret and lower to the 2nd fret. So that's our first diminished triad, and it sounds pretty dark, like that. So again, we got to go through all the string groups, all the positions, and figure out how each one works. So here's our minor, C minor. We're going to lower the 5th, 1 fret, so from 5 to 4. So minor, diminished, and we're going to go one more. Here's our minor. Lower the 5th, which is in the middle, to the 9th fret, so we're going to have to add an extra finger here. There's our diminished. So we had this shape, this spread out shape, and then this kind of clustered shape. And then we can kind of find those on the next string groups as well. Again, okay, here we run into the same old problem now we're seeing a lot. You can't lower an open string, and you can't put 2 notes on one string. So we're going to have to skip this first one now that we usually had with major and minor, because we can't lower the open G string. So we're going to skip that one, go right up to first inversion, going up to second inversion, which is very similar to the very first one we had. There, and there. And then finally, we can do the one that we couldn't do in the open position, but we can do it an octave higher, because now we're below fret 12 here. So those ones look like this. And the next string group, again, can't lower that open string, so we're going to go up to the next one. There, there, and finally that one. So those ones again are 4, 5, 4, 10, 8, 7, and 13, 11, 13. Final string group. We're going to start with 5, 4, 2. The minor was 5, 4, 3, so we just lower there. We have 8, 7, 8, which comes from the bar one from minor, which came from this one from major. So major turned to minor, turned to diminished. And then finally we have, this one's kind of interesting, we have 11, 13, 11. Which used to be 12, 13, 11. So that was like the D minor shape. We have to lower that second finger and switch your fingers around to make it more comfortable. So we'll do that exercise all in one go here, all the string groups. So that would be all the string groups. Of course, you can go backwards. Like we talked about in the last video, you want to be able to do it any direction, because music doesn't always move up. You have to be able to be versatile. Let's see, where are we? And there we go. Sometimes I do it where I don't have any doubles. So you'll notice that, for instance, we have like this shape here. That is the exact same as those 3 notes on the next string group, right? There and there. Same shape, same notes. So what I like to do sometimes is just do all of them without repeating any shape. So if I do that one there, I'm not going to do the next group. I'm just going to go here and work my way up like that. Kind of removes the redundancies. But that's, I think, only good if you can do all the redundancies. Like if you're confident, you know where all the fingerings repeat, then feel free to leave some of them out. Okay, so that was again the first exercise. Quickly go through the second exercise. It should be pretty familiar at this point, going down one area and up, back down, up the area again. So it looks like this. And back down. Just because I did in the last video as well, I'm gonna try a different key just for fun. How about this time we'll do the key of E diminished, or just E diminished, not the key of E diminished, but E diminished will look something like this. Oh, I guess I'm doing exercise 2. Let's try that again. There. Here we can do open position, so that's kind of nice. Here we can't. Last one I can grab way up top here, like that, and we'll go back down. That as well. So there you have it. It's some diminished triads to work on. These ones I find are a little trickier, takes more time to learn. They're not as common as major and minor. So make sure you put some extra time into them, and we'll see you in the next one for our second last triad type, which will be augmented.